what the South did back in the 90s when Crip really hit the South, like Arkansas and Louisiana and Texas, like they had the thing in Little Rock about the Pyrus banging in Little Rock.
Little Rock was big on banging back then. People were dying.
Yeah, I was Bloods, but the Crips wasn't strong in Little Rock. The Bloods basically ran Little Rock like that crazy. And but when they did it, I heard an OG Crip tell me, said, the cats back home in the South, they overdo it.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
Going back to West Coast, I talked to a guy, this Kendrick Lamar, They Not Like Us.
Oh,
They
man.
Not Like Us.
Love the
one of the hugest songs out, one of the movements that's going on, bringing all the people together. When OG Pyru came on, he said that there ain't nobody else done a movement like that since We All in the Same Game, Michael Conception.
Bring it together.
Yes.
Yeah. It stopped a lot of, the violence. Yeah, yeah.
And Michael Conception, of course, you told a story about him, his exploitation allegedly toward everybody. You hear stories. Did Michael Conception, Tookie Williams started the Crips, right?
I heard somebody beg to differ. I said it on one of my interviews before too.
I've talked to my partner Melvin Farmer. He assures me that Tookie started. Well, he was
Melvin
with him when they
said
started.
Tookie did?
Yeah, when they was 13.
I thought that he did too, because Raymond started first, but Mike started in Carson, started Carson Crips. So I don't really know, man. It wasn't too many cats out there doing it,
Mike
like
Conception was one of them on another level when he was.
Yeah. And then your homie OG, the Pyru.
OG Pyru.
OG Pyru, was he one of the originators started
He wasn't the originator, but he takes me in history, takes me down history lane to the 50s before there was even banging going on. Then my uncle, he lived off of Hoover Street since the 60s.
Yeah.
So he tells stories to me too about how it wasn't even a thing. Gangs wasn't a thing when I first came to Cali.
Yeah.
So there was a starting point of this.
So
and when you met Mike Conception though, this in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're strong.
You're strong, yeah.
And
but I was never scared.
I would say, did you fear the situation?
Nah, I never did. Because I'm knowing the affiliation and I'm knowing what's going on. I seen the cats with him, and it's like you ain't no different than my cousin and them. I know my cousin them get down, so I was never bothered by any of it.
Wow. I think sometimes when you look at that whole level of what they went through and lost your cousin, losing all those people, it's hard to mend those bridges.
Because you killed a lot of brothers and cousins and homeboys. A lot of them died back then, man. I mean, really, really, really bad.
Bad situation.
Yeah, bad situation. I mean, we were over nothing, just over a street and the color of the rag.
What did you think when you came back down here and you seen people portraying to be a part of gangs?
Man, I was laughing. Like, y'all ain't got no idea what the South did back in the 90s when Crip really hit the South, like Arkansas and Louisiana and Texas, like they had the thing in Little Rock about the Pyrus banging in Little Rock.
Little Rock was big on banging back then. People were dying.
Yeah, I was Bloods, but the Crips wasn't strong in Little Rock. The Bloods basically ran Little Rock like that crazy. And but when they did it, I heard an OG Crip tell me, said, the cats back home in the South, they overdo it. They overkill. They overdo the boundaries of being a Crip. The jump ins, everything. They do too much. They don't take all that, but they want to be a part of that West Coast civilization and what it's about so bad they would go over and beyond, man, and just do too much, man.
Doing the most.
Yeah, and that's the way it was. It was like that everywhere. Cats calling sets and all this kind of stuff. Hell, I got called a gang member in my own little town.
What?
Yeah, they called me. I was a leader of the Crip gang.
Was you cripping?
That's what. Not really.
Let's be real. Your cousin a Crip in L.A., man.
But
so we know you probably was messing with that a little bit. You knew the signs. You come back doing your little lingo, shaking the hands and everything, showing them the handshakes.
They were fascinated. They were fascinated for what I
And you
learned.
were showing it to them.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.